Revit Mep 2022 Tutorial 12. Hello everyone, I am Gangadhar, a Bim manager. This is the next tutorial on YouTube. Please support my channel. Thanks for watching. This time we are going to talk about working with section and elevation views. This lesson we are going to describe how to work with a section and elevation view. We are going to learn about section in this video, and then we are going to learn some recommended practices for creating these views. We are going to do an exercise on how to create our section. About the section view, let's talk about section first. You use the section views to see the elevation of a building model along with a vertical plan. You can split a section into segments. You can also create reference sections for existing views. Section, since it has something to do with the view, you can find it on the view tab, and then on the create panel you can see there is the section, and you can also see there is an elevation. Now if you are always working on section, you will notice that it's already here on my quick access toolbar. You can right click the section here, and then you can select add to quick access toolbar. If you wish, if you think that you are going to use the section frequently, and same with elevation, if you want to remove your tool from the quick access toolbar, you can just right click and then you can select remove from quick access toolbar. Let's go back to our section. What is the section? Then a section is a cross section in a building model that you place by drawing a line. Imagine by simply creating a line, you will be able to create the section in Revit. Unlike, for example, in Autocad, it's kind of difficult for you to create a section there. But here in Revit, you just need to place your section by drawing a line. The view associated with this section is known as a view section or a section view. A section cuts through a model that the interiors of model components along the section line are visible. If I'm going to select the section here, I click that, so you will see that from the type properties, if I click on the drop down arrow, you can see that I have here two types of a section. I have the building section, and I also have the detail section. And in some projects there is a wall section. It is just in the project. I only have the detail and building section, but there is also a wall section type of a section. Each type of a section appears in a separate listing in our project browser. Like if I am going to expand my families here, you can see also the type of section here that you can use whenever you create your section. Like if I am going to expand the annotation symbol, you can see that I have the different types of section head here and section tail. Anyway, we are not going to discuss in this tutorial. I'm just showing you some parts of the section so that later you will know what do you call that and how do you change the type. You can go to the families, and then you can also go to the properties. Anyway, every time we create your section, like for example, if I select the section here, building section or detail, it will be separated here on our views. From the project browser, another thing about creating section is that reference sections in the project. You can also use your section as a reference to other views. As you can see, if I select here the section, notice that there is a reference panel here wherein you can check reference other view. If you are going to check that one, you can see that you can select the views that you want to reference the section with, that you are typing to create. I don't have any other users to reference, but I'm just showing you it, that you, instead of creating another section, you can just create a section and reference it to other view. Reference section or sections that reference an existing view. You can place the reference sections and plan, elevation, section drafting, and callout views. That is the reference section that you can place. Reference section can reference section views, callout of section views, and drafting views. So when you add a reference section to our building model, a new view is not created because you are just referencing to an existing view. We will be doing that also later on. How about we create our section? Let's create our section. Let's say, for example, I want to create my section somewhere here. I want to create a section here. Here, I'm going to go ahead and click the section here. I click that one, and then I'm going to use the building section type. And then in the portion here, so you can just need to click 2 points, one, and then you just need to click another point here too, and then you will notice there is this range that you can change whenever you create your section. You can control the depth of your section by simply dragging, click plane, this one. You can drag that, you can adjust it, you can just that one. And alternatively, you can also go to the properties here, and then on the extents panel, you can check here the far clip offset. You can change the value here, or you can also drag this one, and you can see whenever I drag this one, the far clip offset here change after the create the section. The next thing that we are going to do is to open the section. Take a note that whenever you create a section, it will create a view here on the project browser. You just need to know what is the section that you created. So you can click that one, and then you can see that the name of the section, yes, section 1, and then you can find it under the mechanical discipline, and then the subdiscipline is MEP. From the project browser, you go to the mechanical discipline, and then you look for the MEP subdiscipline, and then if you expand that, you will now see here the section that you have created. That is the type of section that you have created, which is building section. So you now have here the section 1. You can double click this, open to the section that you just created. I'm going back to the level 2 HVAC plan. I'm going to show you another way to open the section. So you can click the section. After that, you can right click at the blank space, and then you can select here, go to view. When you click that, you will be going to the section. Another way of opening your section is, I will just click outside to deselect the section. Another way to open that is just simply double click the head here. So you can double click that. You will now be able to open your section. Any changes that you made on your section, it will apply to other views. Also, like for example, in 3D view, in schedule, in your elevation, in the floor plan. So let's say, for example, if you are going to click that one, and then if you are going to delete this, it will also be deleted in other views. You said that in one of the powerful feature of Revit, they call that bidirectional associativity, future of review. And take a note that you can also modify from here. You can change it here. You can also go to your floor plan to change the cropping of your section. And another thing that you can do with your section is going back to my level 2 HVAC plan is line breaks. As you can see, when I select the section here, notice that you have this icon. You can use this to create a line break. If you do not want to see the section line to be displayed in the building model in a specific view, you can break it into disconnected segments. Sometimes you do not want this section line to operate with annotation or other elements. So you can click that. It will create a break line. You can just adjust that one like that, and then you can adjust like this to tidy up your drawings. If you are going to click the section as well, when you click that, at the tail portion, you can see this simple here, wherein you can cycle the section tail. Whenever you click that, notice that it change. See, you click, and same here when the top pressure. So you can also see that icon here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select from the view tab. I'm going to select here tile views. Let me click that one, and then I'm just going to pan it something like this, and then I will just pan it like this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to click the section here. So when you click the section, you can see this icon. This is a feature whenever wherein you can flip the section. So look what will happen. Take a note that whenever I select the section here, notice that it also highlights the boundary, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and select this one, and then I'm going to flip this. So once I flip this one, notice that the other view or your section view updates as well. This is one of the powerful feature of Revit. You don't need to create the section in other. If you created this section manually and then you change it, so you need to modify it again manually. So here in Revit, it's simultaneous. It will change, right? And take a note that if I'm going to change here the forklift box cell, like for example, I only want to see up to here, so you will now see your view will also update here. So I hope that is clear now. Another feature is that, like what I have said earlier, let me just maximize this one. Let me click the tab views. Another way, another use of section is that you can create a reference section, like what I have said a while ago. Reference section, so there are sections that references an existing view. So let's say I want to create another section. So let's say whatever here, but I just want to show the section here looks the same as the section here. So What I would like to do is I want to reference this section. When I create my section here, to do that, I will just select here the section, and then I am going to check here reference another view. I am going to click that one and then click the drop down arrow, and then you should be able to see here the section that you have created. Or if you have created a drafting view, you will also be able to see it from this list here. So in my case, I am going to go ahead and select the section 1. Just click this, and let's say I'm going to click here. There you go. And then I'm going to click that another point here. So whenever you created a reference section, when you add a reference section to our building model, if a new view is not created, why? Because we are referencing this view. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a break line here. I want to tied up my drawing something like this. For this one, this is just standard setting up the different section. So you can click that. If you do not want to see that sim, you can just, because we are a standard for similar, sim is standard for similar. If you didn't want to see this, that sim or similar text, you can just go to edit type, and then you can turn off that reference level. Just delete this one. Or if you want, you can just duplicate this building section, and then you can just click it, let's say without reference label. I am typing it a completely because that when other users open the project that I have, so they will be able to understand what is that particular type. So that is one of the best practice. You always put a name of a section or elevation that is logical, someone that will understand quickly when they are see that particular section. So I'm going to go ahead and section this one, and then I'm going to delete this. Since I made new type, I'm going to just delete that, and then I will just select here okay. So the reason why I did that, that the other type will not be override. So I created a new type. I will just select your okay, and there you go. Now if I open this one, if I double click this, it will also show here the other section that I have created, which is the section 1, because it only referenced this view. So you do not create a new view. Whenever you create a reference section, basically that's just your section. It is not the default to grade the section in Revit. Hopefully, you have learned something from this video. If you have any comments, you have any questions or suggestions, you can put it in the comment section below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. I think that's it for today's tutorial. Thank you.